When I made the choice to do Playboy, I didn't realize all that came with that choice.
The deeper you go,
our bodies didn't belong to us.
the darker it gets.
I'd love to set a lot of things straight.
Secrets of Playboy, new season premiere.
Season 2 of Secrets of Playboy premieres tonight on A&E. Featured in the first episode is Lauren Anderson, a former Playboy centerfold and winner of the 2002 reality series The Girl Next Door, The Search for a Playboy Centerfold. She's now speaking out about her experience.
Lauren joins us now. Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Good to have you with us. So what was your experience? I'm sure there are upsides and downsides to everything. How was your experience?
My experience was amazing, honestly. I don't have many negative things to say about Playboy and Hef. Playboy provided me, I feel like, with the life that I have now, which is a great life. And yeah, I mean, my experience was really, really great.
It's interesting that they have you featured in the first episode then. Were there any stories that were negative for you? I'm sure in every life experience there's negative things. Last season they focused a lot on Hugh Hefner. What were your interactions like with him and at the mansion?
Well, of course, like you said, I mean, there's always negatives, but for me and for a lot of the women in the second season, we kind of talked less about the negatives that occurred from Playboy within, but more the negatives that occurred like from the outside world and society. And that's what I've experienced. You know, society's been the harshest for me after being in Playboy. And I had a great relationship with Hef, a very respectful friendship, I feel like. So yeah, I mean, a lot of the second season, like I said, we kind of jump into the repercussions of doing Playboy from society.
So you're talking about when people find out that you were a centerfold, they shame you? Or is
Exactly.
it much more serious than that? Talk about some of your experiences.
For me, fortunately, it's only been, like you said, shaming me, you know, the name calling, the automatic assumptions that I'm stupid, I'm a bimbo, I'm promiscuous, those type of things. You know, and that happens still to this day. Unfortunately, for some of the other women that you'll see on the second season, their repercussions were a lot more serious. You know, for example, in the first episode, you'll see one woman actually lost her child because of Playboy and simply just being, you know, involved in Playboy. So, and there's a lot of stories that are way worse than mine.
Is that outside judgment mostly coming from women?
It does, unfortunately. On social media nowadays, obviously, though, you know, it's men and women, but my experience, the judgment has come from women. And it's unfortunate, you know, women shaming other women is never a good thing.
I think we heard Holly Madison talking about how she knew that Hugh Hefner had this collection of photos and she felt there was blackmail involved with some of this. Did you have any experience about that, or any of these pictures getting out and ending up on other sites at all?
Well, she was his girlfriend. She was never a Playmate, a centerfold, nothing like that. So what happened, you know, in their bedroom, I can't comment on. I don't know. But, you know, as far as photos, I mean, I chose to pose nude. I'm proud of the photos that I've taken. And yes, some have appeared on, you know, pornographic sites, but, you know, it's kind of par with the course. So as far as Hef having photos that he uses blackmail, I've never heard that. I've never seen that. The only photos I ever saw Hef take was, you know, on nights that we would go out. He had a little disposable camera and he would take pictures of the girls together. And then because this was before cell phones that took photos. So, and he would give us all the photos, you know, a couple days later for us to have and just keep in our own collections.
Part of the Me Too discussion is that women should be able to do what they want to do. If they want to pose nude in a magazine, they should be able to do that, which is fine. But I wonder, would you be okay? Is this something you'd want for your daughter?
I would. It would when she's an adult. I actually have two sons, but I would. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Like I said earlier, I credit Playboy and Hef for giving me confidence. Before I did Playboy, I was a very shy person. I was insecure, you know, with my body. I covered it up a lot. And after Playboy, you know, I've changed that. I'm happy in my own skin. And I met my husband through Playboy. So yes, I would, you know, if you're confident enough to do something like that and you're selected, I see nothing wrong with it.
So it sounds like your experience was mostly positive. I'm wondering what your thoughts are about all these documentaries and revelations coming out after the passing of Hugh Hefner.
I actually couldn't watch most of the first season because it was so upsetting and not what I witnessed with my own eyes. You know, especially with the one or two females that spoke about the early 2000s. You know, I was around Playboy and Hef and the Mansion a lot from around 2002 until 2012. And I never witnessed any of the things that were said by one or two women in the first season. In fact, the opposite of kind of what they said. So it was very upsetting for myself and a lot of other people involved in Playboy. So yeah, I mean, again, I'm never going to just straight up say somebody's a liar, but it was definitely not the experience that I had.
All right, Lauren, we appreciate you joining us. The Secrets of Playboy premieres tonight on A&E. ANETV.com, Twitter and Instagram. And Lauren, we thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.